You're listening to Blind Chats with the Back Road Chicks.
Welcome to the Late Night Cruise.
The Late Night Cruise.
We're your hosts,
Courtney
and Brienne. Buckle in.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Hi.
Hi, welcome back, folks.
Welcome back to Blind Chats with the Back Road Chicks.
This week,
round two.
This week we have another exciting episode for you. We are going to ask the girls.
Yes, so last week you got to hear from the guys, and now it's the girls' turn to answer the same burning questions.
Yeah. So we've got a few of our very good friends lined up, and we will be asking them what their red flags and deal breakers and green flags are. I mean, I'm guessing we should probably, list a few of ours.
Oh, of course.
I don't know. I have a couple. What do you think?
Oh, auto deal breakers?
Okay.
If their name's Dave. 3 strikes and you're out. You're off the list. You're off the roster. Bye. Bye, Felicia. Ain't nobody got time for that. Daves are done.
Daves are done. Okay. Well, that is true. That is number one big deal breaker for you.
Drugs.
Yes.
Pot included. I'm not dealing with any more over abusers of chronic.
Oh.
Pot use. No. Alcoholics.
Okay.
Problematic.
So addiction.
Yeah. Well, yes.
Okay. Alcohol and drug addiction, you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean,
Or more than recreational.
Yes. Problematic.
Okay.
Problematic addiction. Everybody has their struggles, and I will never turn someone down. You want to go together, you got to grow together, but it's got to be acknowledged, underway, and tamed, and yes.
I agree.
Those are auto deal breakers. Or, obvious criminals.
Okay, yep.
Or bad history, like pedos, assaults.
Fair enough, yeah.
Murderers.
Yeah, I know last week we were talking with a few of our friends, and, the topics of abuse came up, the topic of, that one is a huge one for me.
Yes.
Any history of domestic violence, any history of anything to that nature.
Totally.
I also extend that to emotional and verbal abuse.
Oh, yes. Any narcissists.
Yeah, narcissism, absolutely. That's top of the charts.
I completely agree, and I never would have known that if it wasn't for Shmeev.
Yeah.
That was my first taste of, hardcore abuse, narcissistic abuse.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say anyone who can't ever apologize or take accountability,
Ooh.
Constant playing the victim and turning the tables.
Yeah.
100%.
Totally.
Those are huge red flags.
Mm-hmm. Another flag for me, if they don't have a job.
Oh, yeah.
If they're not, contributing members to society, I'm not crazy about that. And I don't know if that's just a me flag. I don't know if that's normal to have that as a flag, but...
No, that should be a flag now, yep.
Yeah.
From learned experience, yep.
Yeah.
Actually, Danny L., I should have played his audio recording, told me that 2 of the flags, the other flag he mentioned is if a man does not have his driver's license...
Yes.
Or own a vehicle, he's automatically deal breaker gone, throw him away, Bree, bye.
Oh. Okay, so he told you, that should be a deal breaker.
100%.
Okay, all right, interesting.
So I'm like, okay, I will take your advice.
Okay.
He had another tidbit, but I can't remember it off the top of my head right now.
We'll think about it for a minute and see if it comes back to you. Living situation is huge.
Oh, that's what it was!
Oh, yeah, is that what it was?
That's what it was. Go on.
If they live with, if they live with an ex, or B, if they don't live on their own, i.e. in their parents' basement, that's a flag for me.
Or frat bros, a bunch of drunkard roommates.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, all good red flags. I mean, I never really would have pondered some of these before. And, I think communication.
Oh, totally.
I don't care. And you know what? I'm going so far now as saying if your text messages are so effortless, actions and words have to align, but if your texts are as effortless as your actions, if you can't type out the word good morning and you just send a GM, I'm turned off, goodbye, just go away. If you can't even type 10 letters and you select 2, no.
Yep.
That's a flag.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Or constantly calling in sick to your job.
Ooh.
No work ethic.
No work ethic. Work ethic is huge.
Yes.
Because it kind of, it gives you an idea of how the rest of the relationship's going to go.
Yep.
Or if there's no effort put in.
Constantly liking every girl online on social media is pictures or thirst traps and commenting on every other woman's thing. Mm-hmm. And you have just hundreds or thousands of women you're following. You're all up in their grill, and you've got like tail chasing now by red flag. That's a huge flag.
Yep, that is a huge flag.
Like constant need of external validation, or nothing's ever good enough, more mentality.
Ooh, yep, I like that. That is a very big flag.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, here's a controversial one, which I'm leaning in the same direction as you, but I also have been known to give chances in this area.
Okay.
How do you feel about cheaters? Does a leopard change its spots?
Ooh.
Because I know you've had some feedback on this before, and I don't like a history of cheating. I don't think it bodes well. However, I have seen some change, but do you think that that's a character flaw?
That's a good question. You know,
because it's definitely a flag.
It's a huge flag.
Yep.
It is a huge flag.
It's like 10 red flags.
Yes, it is. I tend to lean in the direction of no, that they cannot change.
Once a cheater, always
a cheater, always a cheater. That being said, I do believe that there are situations in which it happens.
Like how I went from atheist to a full-on Christian believer.
It happens, right?
Yep.
It is not impossible.
Just not probable.
I think that exactly. Like, I think that if it's I'll say this. If it's somebody that's a serial cheater and they do it more than once, deal breaker.
True.
If they've done it once and they end up with the person that they cheated with, different story.
Ooh, you know, though, that one's dicey. I've seen this situation. Here we go.
Okay.
I've seen this play out. I'm sorry, but they who cheat with you will cheat on you. So if they're being unfaithful in their relationship that they're already in and they're with you, then they're going to do it to you too. That's not a good person.
I see, and that's the thing, because I have seen both sides of this argument. I have seen that happen, but I have also seen the flip side. I have also seen someone cheated with someone else and ended up with that person and are still very happy to this day.
Okay.
So
it can happen.
It can happen, and I think that that's my viewpoint on it. I am not saying that it is by any means the rule, but there are always exceptions.
Yes.
So I don't think that it's normal. I don't think that people typically will change, but I do think it's possible.
And I just think there's never an excuse to cheat. So communicate, fix it, or break up. Don't cheat and hurt people. That's my message. We want to know from you. Viewers, please tell us in the comments.
Yeah, please. Tell us what you think. Tell us what your opinions are on that.
Yeah, we want to know. Once a cheater, always a cheater? Can a leopard change its spots? Or what are your stories? Share with us.
Yes, please do.
Write to us. We'll shout you out. Give us feedback. Let us know in the comments.
Yep, everywhere you listen.
Yes.
I have one more.
Ooh, okay.
Big red flag for me.
Mm-hmm.
People that flake.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Like,
talk to me.
I have that issue with not only a relationship standpoint, I also have that with friendships.
True.
I hate flaky people.
MW, I love you, but you were so flaky, girl.
True. If you're going to make plans with me, okay, I understand that there are circumstances that warrant a change of plans.
Of course.
I'm not saying, like, don't ever cancel plans on me, but don't do it consistently.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
I know people that, like, we plan to hang out, and we've planned, like, 5 or 6 times to hang out, and it just never happens because this person just be like, oh, I forgot, or I fell asleep, or, don't answer their phone.
And you know what, to add on to that, with the lack of follow-through, I can't stand it either, but people that I do not like this makes me so mad. It's a trigger. Not, if it's perpetual, like you said, habitual, then it's a flag. Constantly saying, I'm busy. No.
Oh.
No, you're not. Busy doesn't exist. It's prioritizing. People make time for what they want to make time for. So if you're not a priority, that's fine. Then just be forthcoming. Do not use the busy excuse to me. We're all busy. We all have things going on. It's what do we prioritize and what is most meaningful to us.
Okay. How about some green flags?
Yes.
For you.
Oh my gosh.
I have a few.
I so do. Chivalry. Will always, good chivalry and good communicator will always be at the top of my list.
It puts you to the top of the list very quickly.
And I'm sorry, but like the biggest thing for me is I find it so sexy when I don't even have to, and I'm not saying that guys need to be able to do this because not all of you have this innate, and that's okay. But when they know you so well or they mirror your behavior, for me, like I put my phone on silent and I leave it on the table. I don't put it face down because that's shady. Oh, red flag quick. People that put their phones face down or constantly have it like silenced or off and are turning it away. No, I'm sorry, you're out. You're shady. There's no reason for that. My phone's an open book. Take it, whatever. I'm not saying I don't agree with going through people's phones, but I'm just saying if you want to go through mine, you go right ahead.
I just thought of another flag.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. We'll squirrel. We can tangent.
Okay, we can tangent. I'm sorry. We're squirreling. Snapchat.
Oh, yeah, red flag. Bye.
Like,
yep.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
It's designed...
Any disappearing messages, or if you turn that little feature on Instagram or WhatsApp, or you don't post your woman, nah. Sorry, jabroni.
Like, I use it. I do use it, but not...
I don't.
But, no. I mean, like, it's... And because I use it to converse with friends, and I don't like it that I don't have a record of anything that I've sent them, or that they've sent me.
And those friends that are good friends will use normal apps.
Fair enough. I'll say. Okay, sorry, continue.
Oh, right, green, yeah. So the
green flags.
So when they mirror your behavior, and a few weeks ago, I had my phone, I put it on like silent to put it away because I was spending time with my friend. And he never usually does that. He's like constantly on his phone, and it's so frustrating, especially because my love languages I'm not saying in relationships like romantic, but across the board is quality time.
Yes.
So if you're going to freaking be on your phone the whole time, then why are we even doing this? And he mirrored, I don't know if he just picked up on that and knows that about me and has figured that out, or just mirrored my behavior, but like put his phone away, was rarely on it, and we actually spent quality time together.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, that is sexy. Yeah. Mirroring and picking up on those things, and like the chivalry and the opening the doors, the opening the chairs, the holding your hand, the walking on the side, like right there. Chivalry and communication is huge. Green, green, green.
Yeah, communication. The ability to tell me anything and everything.
Yeah, if you're upset, don't start problems. Don't withdraw. Don't hide and run away.
No, they fester.
Or ghost, or play the victim, or not talk, speak. Speak, lassie.
Yeah, exactly. It's like I would be able to deal with a problem that you're having rather than keeping it silent or open communication. If I've done something wrong, if you've done something wrong, if we've had a miscommunication, if we've the only way to fix that is to talk about it and deal with it and get it out in the open, because it doesn't help anybody to leave it in limbo.
And another green flag to that too, congruency, actions and words aligning.
Yes.
Consistency and congruency.
Yep.
Huge.
Absolutely. Yep. The little things.
It's always the little things. Yes.
We could do a whole show on that, but the little things, like the things that they pay attention to, the little messages, pet names, little things. I love, those are all big green flags for me.
Bringing you out with their friends and family. Green flag. They're not trying to hide you.
Introducing them to your friends and family.
Yes.
Absolutely. Flag.
And, this one's huge for me.
Yeah.
How they treat others. Servers, waiters, waitresses, the general public. Not even just at fancy restaurants. Like, how do you treat people at, like, Wendy's? Or how do you treat, per people that would be perceived as less economically substantial.
Okay,
you know what I mean? Like, how do you treat everybody?
You're totally right. Yep,
I want to see the respect. I want to see the manners.
Yep.
I need to see that. And it needs to be consistent, not just with me, but with everybody.
Is it weird? Is it weird that I also want to see how they are in anger?
No, that's important.
Like, I want to see what you do when you get angry.
Yep.
Because that tells me more about your temper, for one thing.
And how you handle conflict.
Yep. Absolutely.
Oh, this is kind of red-green.
Okay.
This was huge.
Okay.
How they speak about their exes and their mother. If they do not have anything and they're visceral towards their mother, red flag, cut and run. I've had way too much experience with that. I'm done.
Yes.
That is a screaming sirens red flag. And I want to know how they talk about exes, because there's a whole difference. Mm-hmm. Of course, you're going to have bad experiences with exes.
Of course.
But if it's you're cutting them down, calling them names, saying how terrible and horrible they were, and in a visceral way, like, oh, she did this, and she did that, or he did this, and he did that, and they're like angry and hostile, but you've never approached as, unfortunately, our relationship didn't work out because, I didn't feel loved because of this reason, and she kind of did this and upset me, and, I did this. So if you take it from a standpoint of explaining what went wrong on both ends and what you were unhappy with, fine, totally cool.
Yep.
But if you're sitting there accusing the other person nonstop, like everything was their fault, and you consistently say that about all of your exes, you're the flag. Because if
There's
you're
a
going
common denominator.
100%. Because
Okay,
I know
yeah.
someone that's like, no, I don't like her. She has mental health and relationship issues. And he said the same thing about like 5 or 6 different people.
Yeah.
Usually when you're saying that about everybody else, when you point the finger at someone else, there's 3 more pointing back at you. So you're pointing out the qualities in yourself that you don't like and blaming it on other people.
Oh, that's a good point.
You're the
Okay.
common denominator. That's
Yep.
a flag.
I agree.
It's a pattern.
Yep. And like by no means like don't like be angry. If you're angry at them, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, if it's valid, please be angry at them.
Yep.
Right?
Totally.
Don't blame the entirety of the situation on them if they are not totally to blame.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are pretty much my top ones for red and green.
That's. I mean, I'm sure we'll come across some more, but for now.
Oh, I lied. Last red flag. If they're abusive to animals or children.
Yep, totally.
The way that they speak to them or act towards them is a huge flag, and I'd say deal breaker. I don't deal with abuse of anything or manipulating kids or using them as like leverage.
Yep.
Nah, bye. You're disgusting. You're a bad person. Get out of my life.
Using young kids as leverage.
Yep, deal breaker gone.
Totally.
Yep.
That's a good one, actually.
Mm-hmm. That speaks to your character and who you are, the lengths you're willing to go to.
Yeah, like if your kids are in the middle of a battle that they don't deserve to be in the middle of because they don't have a say or control.
Right?
Yep, totally.
Or using them to manipulate someone and draw them back in.
Mm-hmm. Oh, gosh, that's the worst.
Yep.
Yep.
100%. And these people are naive. They're like, oh, so-and-so would never do this. That would never happen.
You're like, okay.
It's like, no, if he or she is at that length, it does happen. You'd be very surprised what people do.
Yeah.
It's gross.
Yep, it sure is.
I get very angry about children being hurt, though, so.
That's fair.
It's an area of passion for me.
I think that's totally fair, personally.
Yeah.
It's a very valid frustration to have and anger to have.
Totally. I think that's all the ones I have.
Okay, well, that's all the ones we have for now. Let's get to our first guest.
Yes.
Okay, now we're going to call a very good friend of mine. This is Christine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you? Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Welcome to Blind Chats with the Backroad Chicks.
Woohoo!
So we're doing an episode on red flags, deal breakers, and green flags, and this is our Ask the Girls episode. So we're calling,
exciting.
We're calling friends and just getting some input. So, what kind of things are red flags in a relationship or friendship? What would you consider to be a major red flag?
In past experiences, both friendships and romantically, big red flags for me are people who will love bomb you.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Always agree with you, make everything about you and how everything's so lovely, and shower you with gifts and all of these over-the-top gestures. Huge red flag. They end up being very manipulative down the road, and they'll be like, well, I did this and this for you, so, like, you owe me.
True, and future faking.
Future, yes.
Exactly.
Interesting.
That's such a good one. I agree.
That's a great one.
And I mean, I've had that from past friends, ex-friends. I've seen it with, like, some of my friends who have been in the dating scene, who have like, met people online.
Oh, yeah.
Like, where they're like, oh, what do you do? And like, what's your job? And what do you do for a living? And it's like, oh, that's so awesome. And they never talk about themselves. And it's all like, oh, well, let me take you on a date and I'm going to buy you dinner. And, here's like a gift for you, whether it be jewelry. And it's like, well, you've only met this person like a handful of times. It's a little much.
Or an hour in. Oh, I think I love you. Whoa. All right.
That's a good one. That's a really good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something to watch out for. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, huge red flag. Yeah.
Okay, that's a great one.
Deal breakers for me, when I first, it's hard for me because I've been in a very healthy relationship. I'm 18 years now.
Ooh, congrats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, a lot of it is past.
Yeah.
And I find that the dating scene now is very, very different than when I was in the dating scene.
Oh, it's disgusting now. Yeah. It's awful. Don't recommend. Stay married, folks. Fix your relationships.
I find it hard to give advice, especially to friends that are in the dating scene right now, because a lot of it is they're meeting online. Like it's hard to meet people in real life in very genuine ways.
I agree.
And I find now it's like either you meet somebody through a friend of a friend, or it's through an online dating app.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's sifting through all those red flags. It's sifting through all the fake people. It's sifting through all the people that are just looking for a good time.
Yes. Huge. Absolutely. So what are some of those flags that kind of throw up in the air that you've heard of from people that are in the dating scene now?
A lot of it, as soon as they, let's say they go on dates for 2-3 months, and then it's the question of, when do you sleep together? When is it appropriate? How long do you hold off? 9 times out of 10, as soon as you put out, they ghost you.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah.
It's on both sides too, because I've got guy friends who have been, dicked around that way as well, where all of a sudden they put out and then the girl ghosts them. And I've got girlfriends where the guys ghost them after they sleep with them. It's rough, and it's whether it's after 3 months, after 6 months, after 8. It literally does not matter on the time frame.
That's so bad, that long in too.
Wow.
And some people literally will drag it on, or all of a sudden they don't want to be honest. They don't want to hurt the other person's feelings, and it's like they think by ghosting them, it's saving them, and it's like, actually it's not.
No, it makes it way worse.
I think want the honesty, and they want to be told, like, hey, you know what? I'm not into you anymore. Or, like, now that I got to know you, I don't really like X, Y, Z. It's not, instead of being honest, people are like, oh, I'm just going to ghost.
Yeah, you're right. That's so true.
So red flag theme, what I'm hearing, and I think a lot of us would agree, is lack of communication and honesty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For me, communication is a big thing. I like honesty, even if it hurts.
Yes.
Yes.
I've always told people that is the basis of how well my marriage has been, is because we're honest with each other. We've been together for 18 years, married for, oh my goodness, since 2012. So we're going on 12, 13 years married.
Yeah. Green flag, y'all, communication.
Yeah, big green flag.
Yeah, it's huge, huge, huge. You have to communicate and you have to be honest.
Yep.
Yes.
And if you're not, like, bye. Like,
yes.
That's a huge red flag. If you can't be honest and you right from the get-go, why are you wasting my time?
100%.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's the money answer.
I think that's on both sides, whether you're male or female. Just be honest.
Yep.
Totally.
Absolutely. So, I mean, that obviously that's a deal breaker for you, is honesty. Like, if you find out someone's lying.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then cheating. Cheating is a huge thing for me. If you're not happy, talk to your partner while you're not happy. If you're not happy, whether it's intimacy in the bedroom, whether it's, you want a partner who cleans up a little bit more, shares the chores more, you need to A, communicate that, and then B, work on finding a compromise. And if you can't find a compromise, okay, well, maybe it's time for intervention with a therapist. Why is everybody just throwing in the towel right away? Like, I find a lot of people don't want to put the effort in because they want that honeymoon phase all the time.
I like her. See, this is exactly what I preach all the time, Christine. There is never an excuse to cheat. You fix it or you break up. And don't break up before you try and put the effort in.
Yep.
No excuse.
And sometimes all it takes is that little bit of communication of, I'm not happy.
Funny how it works.
What are we doing or not doing that's contributing to the falter in that relationship?
Absolutely.
Oh, I agree completely.
I'm getting passionate on this call
again.
That's
a big, big no deal breaker for me, is cheating. Like, that's just nope.
Out the door. That and physical abuse or mental, like blatant mental abuse, nah.
Yep.
And that includes, like, I don't even mean physical cheating. Like, if you're emotionally cheating, if you're calling somebody of the opposite sex to trash talk your partner, that is emotionally cheating as well.
Yes, it is.
You should be talking to your partner.
And I would say, I would go further, not even just trash talking them, just to seek emotional support when you're having a down day or you want an opinion or advice, you shouldn't be going to the opposite sex for that. That's
100%.
within your relationship, or you go to your girlfriends or therapist. You don't go to the opposite sex and seek that intimate connection.
Exactly, because that's exactly what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm. And that's where it starts.
Want to admit it or not,
Mm-hmm.
that's what they're looking for.
100%.
Oh, very interesting.
And then the other person, too, they'll read into that.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That's true. Yep.
And it all starts with emotional cheating. Every physical connection starts with something first.
That's
100%.
very true. That's very true.
Love it.
And I mean, with my age, like, I'm getting up to 40, everybody. I'm 49
Me too.
We're youngins.
And I mean, we've had lots of friends get divorced. We've had friends separate. We've had some get back together after years of being apart and even in other relationships, and then giving their, a second marriage a go, or even just being common law again. So I've seen every side of it too.
Yep.
People breaking up, leaving, and then coming back, and then others who can never reconcile.
Yep.
And then I've got friends who have great co-parenting after divorce as well.
Yes.
So again, everything comes down to communication, because people can fall out of love, and that happens.
And it's okay.
And I've also seen marriages where people just stay together and don't divorce because they just don't, I don't know, maybe they're just used to being miserable and don't want to put the effort in anywhere else.
My
so
parents.
I've seen every side of it.
Yeah, totally. So have I. That's a good point.
That's a good point. That's a really good point. Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, it's awesome.
Like, just, yeah.
I would say, is there any more?
Communication.
Yeah, and like,
It's huge.
Building on that, what other green flags would you say? Like, if you were looking, well, not that you're looking, obviously, you're happy, but any women out there looking for men, what are green flags that's a great sign of a good guy? Or even for guys, how do you know it's a great sign of a good woman?
Being honest with each other, communicating, being able to say things that hurt and then work through them.
Yeah.
Being, I'm sorry, my husband is in the background making some physical gestures.
Are these like up and down stroking gestures?
Good sense of humor, somebody who can make you laugh.
Yes, totally.
Somebody who is your friend. Like, they're not just your partner in crime, your partner in life. They're your friend. Yes, they're going to get on your nerves. There's going to be things that you don't like. My other married friends, we've always talked about how all of our husbands lay their socks around the house, or they leave article clothes and all over the house, and how annoying it is, but how much we would miss it if they were gone.
Totally.
Like, these little annoyances, like, it's like, even you're like, oh, another damn sock. Like, can't you just throw it in the fucking hamper?
So true.
Yeah, totally.
You
the little things that you'd miss.
Take the good with the bad, yeah?
Yeah. But then it's, it's picking up the slack. Like, when one of you is exhausted beyond belief, the other one puts in that 150% when you can only put in 50% on that day. And then how the role reversal that, you guys want to be able to, not only meet halfway when you need to, but to put in that extra effort. And, I don't know. I hate to use the word soulmate, but when you found the person that you know that you're going to spend the rest of your life with, you just know. And you know that you're going to make it work. And you work through things no matter how difficult they are.
I like the soulmate word.
It's infertility.
Yeah.
Whether it's infertility, whether it's, going from having no children in your marriage to having children or a child, and that dynamic that changes, and then empty nesters.
Yep.
When the children leave, making sure that you're nourishing that relationship the entire way, and that you're growing together and not growing apart.
Love all of it.
Yes.
And that kind of answers the question of what makes a happy, successful marriage. That was awesome.
That is absolutely wonderful and beautiful. Communication and growing together.
Yeah, growing together, and instead of growing apart. Like, it's something that I talk frequently with a few of my other other friends that are married and happy, and we just talk about how grateful we are and how we express that to our partners and how happy we are, and telling each other, keeping that tight-knit group and sharing those experiences, I think also helps. Because you always see those people at work that are like, oh, I can't stand going home. I'm dreading going home.
True.
Like, I don't have that same sentiment or relationship, so I don't know how to even have a conversation with somebody that says stuff like that. I'm like, well, like, how are you not happy?
Yeah,
how
you
are
can't
you not
relate.
communicating to your partner?
Yeah.
I can't relate whatsoever. So with friends that I do have that do love their partner and have that same sentiment of growing together instead of growing apart, it's nice to have that tight-knit group that you can discuss that with too.
Totally.
And even with the ones that you can't so much relate to, sharing, like you as the tight-knit group, sharing your stories of success and what works, and inspiring other couples to maybe take from your lead, take an example from there.
Yeah. Yeah. Be an example.
Yes, I find that the more of us that talk positively, the more of us that enrich each other's lives that way. I find that we're all happier in our relationships, both friendships and in our marriages and in our common law partnership.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
Okay. I love that.
That was awesome.
That was beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Christine. That was incredible. We will totally have you back.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Yeah, anytime. I'd love to come take a drive with you guys instead of via phone.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, we're game. We'll do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll set it up. We'll talk.
Wonderful. Thank
Sounds
you so
great.
much.
Thank you. We'll talk later.
Thanks. Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
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 So I'm very excited. As you guys know from last week, we're going to have Roxanne, which is Brad's wife. So she is my other dancing instructor, and she's phenomenal. So we are going to give her a call.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hello, Roxanne.
Hi.
Welcome to Blind Chats
Chats.
with the Backroom Chicks. How are you? It's so good to hear your voice. How are you?
I'm doing well,
Excellent. I'm so glad
as well as can be expected.
That is true. I hope you're healing well and recovering.
I am.
Good. Yes. We won't get into that on the show. Don't worry. But we're excited to have you on the show for the first time, especially for this topic.
Welcome.
Thank you.
All right. So
a little nervous.
Oh, that's okay. I was singing your praises, so we're super excited because I know like you are just lovely. You're funny and have good moral values, and you're awesome. And your marriage with Brad is lovely too. So I can't wait for your input on the red flags, green flags, and deal breakers.
Yeah.
So what would you, we'll start with the opposite sex. And if it applies to both, that's cool. You can let us know. But what would you say are some deal breakers for you when it comes to men? What are like red flags and deal breakers?
Well, a deal breaker would be if you hated animals.
Yes!
Ooh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
Definitely no, yeah. So,
that's a big one.
Or if my animals hated him.
Oh. That's a good point.
That's a really good point. Like if they can sense something.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. I totally trust how the animals feel about people they meet.
Oh, I like that one.
I like that too. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I think I need to get animals now as my screening officers. Here, go do the bark test. Go do the bark test. That's awesome.
Wonderful.
And here comes one of my animals now.
Aww. Which one?
This is Grayson.
Grayson. Welcome to the
Now
pod.
he's not talking. He's a cat.
Oh. Yeah. And did you have any other?
He's rubbing his head on my chin.
Aww.
Oh.
So sweet. Yeah. We're happy to have him on the show. Is there any other
Except
deal
I'm trying
breakers?
to rub on the phone. I'm actually going to try putting you on speaker because I'm having a hard time hearing. Sometimes.
Sure.
Okay,
I heard
got
that.
you on.
We heard the purr.
Okay, so Grayson is here.
Excellent.
And Danny's here.
Aww.
She's a dog.
Oh.
So,
Hello, puppers.
see?
Hello, puppers. Any other deal breakers or red flags you could think of?
I would say jealousy.
Ooh.
Oh.
Crazy jealousy.
Okay.
Yeah, speak more to that.
It like way back when, I'm not young anymore. I dated a guy who did not want me to look good at all when we went out.
Oh.
Because he was afraid other guys were going to look at me. So, yeah,
that's a huge red flag.
But I find with the red flags, if you're attracted to somebody, you don't notice them as much.
Yeah, they're a little more pink.
It's light.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
It's true.
That's fair.
That's a very good one, though. Jealousy.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Okay. Jealousy.
That's a good one.
Not a good thing in a relationship.
No.
And I've been on both sides of that. I mean, I've been way too jealous in some cases too.
And then, okay. So let's flip the coin for a second. What advice would you give to guys? Even if jealousy applies or you have other ones, what would be some red flags that men should look out for in women?
Oh, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, the whole, you looked at that waitress for way too long, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Fair enough.
Glad hearing this.
Oh, bad Brad. You had your turn last week, mister. No, that's definitely good.
Being married to somewhat of a flirt himself, so he's I know he's not interested in them, but some women some women would not tolerate it.
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Now, did you have any more red flags before going on to green ones?
Lack of empathy, I think.
Ooh.
Yes. The narcissism.
Brad just answered your own phone here.
Oh. Yeah, definitely lack of empathy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good one too.
Yeah.
So what are some green flags, would you say, that you look for in men that all of us ladies should say, okay, that's good?
Oh, well, love of animals.
Yeah. Yes.
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 Okay, obviously.
Yes.
A Tim McGraw song actually comes to mind.
Oh.
Humble and kind.
Oh, I remember that one. Oh, we viewers, we're going to link that in our description for you so you can listen to it. Good recommendation, Rox.
That's great. Humble and kind.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yes.
Oh,
that's a good one. And for men looking for that in women, would you say it's the same across the board?
They agree.
Right? Yes.
We've got 4 dogs, so it is kind of noisy.
Not a bad thing.
No. For what women should look for.
Yeah, what other green flags should women look for in men, and then what green flags should men look for in women?
Yeah. Well, I think basically the same traits.
Yeah.
On both sides. Empathy is really a huge one for me.
Yes.
I agree.
I agree too. Absolutely.
And
Green flags, people who don't interrupt. I'm gonna pay for that one in our next dance lesson.
Oh boy.
Just used to that. Yeah.
You know what? I just thought of one on the spot for all across the board, both sexes. Sense of humor. That's a green flag.
Oh, big one.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's a good one.
If they've got no sense of humor, then yeah.
You're out of there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to stick in the mud.
Nope.
That's true.
And here's an impromptu closing question. What would you say, what advice would you give to singles or aspiring couples or married couples? What advice do you have? What makes a happy, successful marriage?
Oh, well, I would say dance together.
Oh, I approve.
Yeah.
Oh, you two make me so
and
happy.
You find out a lot about each other if you like take ballroom dance classes together.
Oh, I love watching you two dance, and I know that I can't really see it, but I can feel it and kind of see it.
Yeah.
She gets the idea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
I like it.
I love it.
Thank you, Roxanne.
Thank you so much, Roxanne.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad I could be here.
Yes.
Oh.
We hope to have you on again.
Yes. We will.
Yes.
Well, I hope to be on again too.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
So now we are going to call my very good friend Mar.
Excellent.
Mm.
Hey.
Hello, lady. How are you?
I'm so great. How are you?
I'm awesome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to Blind Chats with the Backroad Chicks.
Woo!
I love the enthusiasm.
So this
Well,
is...
yeah, of course. Thank you for inviting me. I mean, I am so far away on the West Coast, and I'm so excited. Like, I'm so excited.
Ooh,
good. I love it.
we're excited to have you.
We are. So we're doing an Ask the Girls episode. So our questions are, we want to know what are some red flags, what are some deal breakers, and what are some green flags in terms of, I mean, it could be relationships or friendships. It could be, like, we're kind of leaning towards relationships. That's what we're aiming for, but it doesn't have to be.
Like a main relationship, like a partner relationship.
Yeah.
In both sexes,
Yeah.
like red flags in
there's
men.
so many of each, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we've gotten a few so far. We've kind of, like, tossed our hat in the ring. So we have inquiring minds.
Of course. Why wouldn't you? And we'll never ever figure it out. There's so many. Did you guys want to start with like green flags? Like, tell me what you think.
Sure. Absolutely. Give us some green flags.
Okay, green flags. Active listening. Number one for me.
Ooh.
What about you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Yep. Active listening is very good. Like, that they're paying attention and they're listening to everything that you have to say.
Yeah. And, involved with that is actually them understanding, right? It's not just like they're paying attention and listening. They're actually like, say I tell my sweet partner, well, you know what? Like, when I was little, I didn't get that Easy Bake Oven. And then I have a really bad day and he shows up with it.
Yes.
That's active listening.
Yes.
Love that.
That's the favorite flower or the something. Something that goes a little bit above and beyond, not just like, oh, babe, how are you doing? It's more like, here's your favorite flowers. I got tulips for you, which are my favorites. And not only that, but they're tricolor or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's a little bit extra.
What about just that little extra to show that, because as female-minded beings, I think we have better active listening skills. I think we can look at the full circus from above instead of just a one thing.
Yes.
Oh,
and so I think we pick up more details, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if our partner says to us, they're telling a whole story, we're pretty much picking out the parts that we're storing to kind of check off things against whether our values match.
Totally.
And I'm not sure the male-minded does that. I mean, I'm speaking like heteronormative for here, right?
Yes.
But I'm not sure the male mind does that because anthropologically they're meant to go out and hunt, right?
Yes.
Like,
yeah.
you know, it's
That's
like,
very
me
true.
go catch something. Like, that's about it, right?
So then, Mar, what would you say that men should look for? Like, what would be a green flag in women that men should look for, since we already have the natural knack for active listening?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's really hard. It takes me down a rabbit hole. So let me try and answer it like super easy. A green flag that like male-minded partners should look for?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm female-minded. I have no idea. So honestly, like, I'm thinking again, like, if we go to the male mind versus the female mind, and I have a very female-minded son, it doesn't matter the genitalia, right? We're talking about how we think. So, green flags are a male mind. Like, for my husband, it would be, we go right to love languages, like touch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He'd like to go for a walk and hold hands. So that would be really important to him. Whereas for me, it's like, whatever. Right? I'm
Yeah.
like, go dig a hole for me so I can plant a tree. That's my sexy language. Right?
So physical
everybody has
touch
their own
versus
thing,
acts of
but
service.
that goes to the core of it because we really do have to find those things out. So everybody's unique. Yes, we're all little snowflakes. Yes, but it is complicated, isn't it, when you start getting into the nitty gritty?
Yeah, I can't really see John digging a hole, but I can totally see him holding your hand while you take a walk.
No, he's really good at diggy hole. He's really good at that.
Wow, that's a whole other topic.
Things for me in the yard now. It's springtime, girl. Springtime. Yeah, but what do you guys think? Like, I'm a different generation than you, so what do you guys think?
We are...
Manners are huge, like, for the public.
Manners.
Yep, and how they interact with and treat, like, wait staff or anything like that, and definitely chivalry is huge.
Chivalry is huge.
It's a dying art, so if they show that now, that's definitely a green flag. And I would say, like, even with women, though, like, for the speaking to the men, like, things that they should look for in women is ones that are more high value and they actually hold themselves in a high regard. They don't just spread their legs and throw them up in the air right away. They actually have some class, and I think that's a huge green flag.
Respect.
Class.
I'm hearing, like, respect going both ways.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like, and also, like, that whole manners and chivalry, that really challenges, like, a lot of feminists, right? I personally love it.
Yep.
I really love that when John comes around and opens my door. Like, I just feel that special.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
that's pretty cool.
Yep.
But a lot of women are like, don't open the door for me. I can do it myself. I am personally not one of those women.
Same.
But I respect that if that's their thing. But I agree. Manners and chivalry. Manners, holy moly. Like, watching how your partner treats other people.
Yes.
That is key. Because if they treat other people badly or a pet badly, which, you know, that's a really bad thing in my book.
We're all on that page.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, we could go on about that for hours. But, that shows you more. And if you think, we're getting into red flags here.
Yeah.
You think that is not coming back on you someday, you're wrong.
100%.
Oh, yes. Yes. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And I would say, like, I think it's a red flag, the women that don't, for men, the women that don't let men do those kind of things or emasculate them.
The feminists?
They need to leave their bras on. They shouldn't have burned them or took them off. That's just me. But.
Yeah, women need to, exactly. Like, there is something to be said about feminism, but don't take it too far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a weird time, isn't it, ladies?
Yeah.
Because we're feminists, obviously. We want to work. We want to be equal. But let's face it, women still make 65 cents to the dollar that a man makes. So we're not there yet. We're still fighting for it. I mean, we won't talk about our southern neighbors, but look at what those poor women are going through right now. We don't want that.
Right.
So it's a really, really, it's a tricky area. And like I said, when you find your person, your partner, and you share the same values, that's awesome. And I think it takes a while to figure that out.
Core values, though, that's a huge, good core values is a good green flag. I like that.
Yeah. Yep. Have you had things like, I mean, obviously I think that animals are a huge thing. Have you ever found anything in the like that it would be a deal breaker for you, or any deal breaker of any kind?
Well, even looking back, I've been married twice, and even looking back, if I could just go back with what I know now, right?
Yeah.
There'd be so many things I would do differently. For instance, my current husband, who I adore, drives me insane a lot of the time. Right?
He's male.
He's not an emotionally based guy, and I'm, of course, a female-minded person. I go to I feel, whereas he thinks.
Yeah.
So he'll start a sentence with "I think," and I'll start a sentence with "I feel." So I would go back in time and really pay attention, because I know that I spoke more than he did, and I took that as that's why active listening is so important to me now, because I just thought he was just amazing. Like we just agreed on so many things, right? But really, he just was agreeing. He wasn't saying a lot back.
Oh.
So if I could go back in time, I would really pay attention to that.
Okay. And
huge red flag.
do you think that would have been a deal breaker for you?
No, absolutely.
No. Now?
Absolutely. Now. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wow.
I wish, you grow up with your own childhood traumas and stuff, and it's not because your parents definitely are, bad or anything. It's just because we're all different people and we take things differently.
Yep.
So I have all kinds of childhood trauma. I had bullies at my school. Like, it wasn't just from family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just grew up the youngest of three girls, and I became the scapegoat of the family, and I became a yes person, and I became the people pleaser. I couldn't say no. I had really bad boundaries. So that was really rough. So like I said, if I could go back with the knowledge now, but it was a learning thing. My first husband, I had to have a counselor tell me quite recently that he was a sociopath.
Yeah.
When I heard that, I was so relieved when I heard that, because I'm still so kind and I give people 1,000 chances before I will absolutely cut off.
Yep.
And again, I wish I didn't do that. And that's what I was saying. It steps into that whole thing of society, because girls, female-minded people, are people pleasers. We're trained up to be like that.
It's true.
We put up with way too much crap.
So
I was
true.
a manager in my last job, and I was treated incredibly poorly. But my husband, who has as much education as me, he's in the same kind of job in a different field, would never have to fight for 30 square feet of an office. So it's interesting, right? So, yeah, sorry, I went off on a tangent, but it kind of goes to how men and women are treated and how we're raised. And that's what I think a huge problem is with our relationships.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
We're raised so incredibly differently.
Yeah.
And then the boys that are raised to be kind and considerate, they're bullied.
They really are.
Could be by their dads to make them a man, or it could be by their brothers or whatever. Like, you're too soft, right?
I would definitely say that I liked the boundaries comment.
I think it's really hard for men too.
Yeah.
And boundaries was a huge one that you picked up on. I think that it's a huge red flag in both sexes if they don't have strong boundaries or ability to stand up for themselves. Like the people pleasing. I don't necessarily fully agree with women or more succumb to being people pleasers, because I've seen it on both ends, and I've seen really strong women that aren't people pleasers. In the past, I've been guilty, but I am definitely not a people pleaser now. Boundary free here, but
sisters, and they were never people pleasers.
Yeah,
yeah.
My daughter, she is not a people pleaser.
Yeah, that's good.
But she is the sweetest person living. She's so sweet.
My gosh, absolutely.
Yeah,
and it's not a bad thing to hold boundaries. It's a good thing. It shows good health and confidence within yourself, and I think that can kind of sometimes be a flag. A lot of low self-confidence and victim playing, because that often breeds into narcissism and toxic relationship behaviors.
Yeah, I agree.
That's true. Like, that's a huge red flag, is that, that is a definite deal breaker. It's a deal killer for me if somebody plays a martyr.
Yeah.
I think you guys touched on this. You touched on this in one of your podcasts about that victimization, and it was the gaslighting one.
Yes.
And it was like, yeah, absolutely. Like, if somebody starts to not be accountable and starts to victimize themselves, that's a major red flag.
Right. No thanks.
Yeah.
Bye, Kyle.
We all gag at the same time.
Yeah, let's do it. 1, 2,
3. Yeah, I totally agree. Like if you're playing the victim, it's like you never take accountability. You're never you'll never do anything wrong in a relationship.
Right?
Right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And it will always fall on the other person, and that's just so unfair.
Yes.
And it's so stressful.
Yes. Incredibly.
And it's funny because sometimes people just can't get out of their own way. They could have an amazing relationship if they could just break through their own ego.
So
like, just
true.
Say sorry.
Yes.
Just say, I see that about myself, but a lot of people can't do that. And you're right. It's not one or the other sex at all. It's everyone, right? It's just kind of epidemic.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. The new pandemic is definitely narcissistic traits, whether you're a narcissist or not.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. And at least us women on this line are just all so self-reflective that we know we fall on that scale too a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody can.
We all have a little bit of everything, right?
Yeah.
So it's whether you can look at it, laugh at yourself, and grow from it, or you're just like digging your feet and going, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
I think that's another great one. Self-reflection as a green flag. Self-awareness and reflection.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah. And emotional maturity.
Oh, God, yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, emotional intelligence. Like,
yes.
I don't know if you've ever met those guys or even other girls that could be friends, and you just want to take that chart from preschool and stick it up on the wall and go, which one is my face right now?
Right?
Is that a sad face? Yeah. And emotional naming, that begins when kids are about 2. And, a lot of parents teach their girls that more than their boys. And I only say that because I spent 30 years in children, youth, and families, and that was my experience with it.
Yeah.
But it's true about the man shaming.
1.5, 2 is when boys start to differentiate from girls. Trucks versus dolls. So it's interesting. And the boys that play with dolls have far more empathy. So it's really interesting.
Yeah.
I do agree with all that, though, about, I don't like that they teach men that they can't have emotion. I don't think that's great.
Yeah.
No.
Because it's okay. It's nice when they can express it.
I think it's healthy, and I think it's incredibly sexy when a man can show me that he has emotions.
Yeah, not be a little beta and cry over everything. I stubbed my toe and I'm in tears for an hour and a half.
No.
Making grunting sounds. I'm not going to name any names.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
No, we're not talking about man cold.
Thank you. Exactly.
No way.
Right? Exactly. No. But to be able to express, if you're
right,
hurt...
Court. It is sexy when a man can be emotionally vulnerable.
Isn't it?
Vulnerability. Because people want to help other people. And if we're with a super strong kind of macho guy and we adore them, but they never need us for anything, it is kind of...
It's cold.
Yes.
There's something missing from that. Sometimes we want to wrap our arms around somebody and say, I love you and I'm here for you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Sucking it up. So...
Yes. And I didn't even realize that until right just now. Watching them have emotion and be emotional, yes, that's sexy, but being the emotional support for somebody that you're in a relationship with, yes, absolutely, it's huge.
Well, it comes down to love languages
kind of part
too.
of equity, isn't it? Oh, sorry, Bree, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was just gonna say it comes down to love languages too. Often, you made a good point earlier, just being able to value back and forth the things that each partner needs. And often the love language that we try and give our partner is the one that we actually want within ourselves. So when we want to have that physical touch or that nurturing or words of affirmation and encouragement, it's often the things that we like. So we have to make sure it aligns with our partner as well, which is huge.
Yeah, making the effort to learn what their love language is and try and incorporate that into your that's very important.
I mean, love languages are a great base, right? They're a really good place to start from. But I do find being married for so long, over 20 years this time,
congrats.
I have to flat out tell him. I don't want to tell him that I really need to be taken out tonight for sushi, but I do.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I personally think that going out for dinner should be another love language, but that's, just me. But,
right? There should be a scheduled date night weekly.
I do find that sometimes I do need to be a little bit basic with my man and say, you know what, you need to take me out for dinner. And he's all over it.
Yeah, he is.
Because he can't, we say, oh, you can't read my mind. But that's not it. It's that he just doesn't actually think about life the way I do.
Exactly.
So it's not a slight on me. to ask him. He wants to know what I need.
Yeah.
It's not like he's trying to be a jerk. But I just really don't want to have to tell him.
Do you think,
like, when you're being jerk, just read my damn mind.
do you think it's a pride thing?
Not in my case, Court. Like,
yeah.
No.
I'm just curious. I don't know that. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, my partner just comes home from work and goes to the next moment. Like, my partner really lives in the moment.
Yeah.
My last partner would have used that as some kind of sociopathic game, like, oh, you don't have the money, you're trying to make me broke, so like, it's unique, right? It's unique, and and I don't think there's anything in like perfection. That's just a myth. I think if you have like 80% with someone, that is amazing.
Didn't I say that?
You have to spend every day with each other. There is a green flag. Can you spend time apart from your partner?
Oh, I love it.
Okay with that?
Agreed.
Are they okay with that? Do you trust each other?
Oh,
is it
totally.
safe?
Yeah.
You need to have interdependence rather than codependence, which is huge.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah. And like
so you're that's so true.
Spending time apart. That's very true. Yeah. Like, I know we've said it before, like, to be able to have your own space on both sides, for your partner to have their own space, for you to have your own space, just to be able to do what you want and be, not that you have to be different.
You just have to have the autonomous connection too, like two different interests and come together for common interests.
Yeah.
I think that's super important.
Yeah.
And that might take a little more time to figure out. Because in the beginning, like Courtney's going through right now, everything's fantastic. We want to be together all the time. And
Guilty as charged.
Atta girl. But eventually, like over time, when things kind of get super comfy, is it safe? That's the key point, I think, is, are you safe with each other? And if there's trust and safety, then you can go off and do your own things. You can take different trips from each other. I used to think that was crazy. And now I'm like, no, I get that. I understand that, because like Bree said, you do have your own interests. Like maybe say on a trip, I want to go to Spain with Court and Bree, and John's like, I'm not going there. I'm going to Alaska to look at the bears. Right? I'm not going to Alaska to look at the bears.
You'd be like, you go. You go. Bye, John. Have fun.
Here's a trout for Yogi.
When you call up your girlfriends and you go for a cruise, like, bye.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's funny. I'm still totally in the stage where it's just like, we should do this together and we should do this together. And he's like, okay, calm down, back it up. He's not. He's so good. He's not. But like, yeah, we're definitely at that stage where it's like, okay, we don't get to spend, as much time as we'd like. We do spend a lot of time together. I'm not going to lie. It's a little ridiculous. But, we're not at the stage where it's like we could go take separate trips or we could go do that. Like, because we haven't done that together yet.
Right.
We haven't done any of that together yet. So, to be able to have the autonomy and to be able to just be like, you know what? I know I can't see you today, but I miss you.
Well, you guys are really successful too from the get-go because of your great communication. So if you keep that up, you guys will be fine.
Yeah, we really do.
Yeah, and back up to what you said a second ago. You said we spend a lot of time together. It's a little ridiculous. Absolutely not.
Agreed.
Well,
you don't ever have to make that excuse. You're in a new relationship. That's amazing. And if you want to create that partnership, you have to spend this time together.
Yes.
It's really important for those foundational things, like finding out the values.
I would say it's unhealthy to spend not enough time together, especially in the beginning, because you have to cultivate it.
Interesting. Well, and
okay, so
that's.
Oh, sorry,
Mar. You've known me for half my life, right? Like dating's not.
I know.
Dating's not my thing. You've never known me to ever go on a date, so now you're just, I'm in a relationship, and she's freaking out over there. She's like, "Are you serious?" So she's like, "Tell me everything."
Okay, but I did know some of your crushes, so I get it.
This is true. But, so like, being able to have the conversation and, learning things I'm still learning all of the flags. I'm still learning, like, just like all of the green flags in my face right now are just unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I am also learning what is not good and what things to look out for if it ever happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you're pretty wise.
Thanks.
And I think with your generation, you guys are dating later. I was married and having a baby at 21.
Yeah.
And that was absolutely, looking back, freaking ridiculous. But my parents put that pressure on me to, you got to get out at 18. Like, you're old. What are you trying to do? This is talking to somebody about this, how I was pressurized at 17 to figure out my whole life, and I just couldn't. So I got married. Like, I just married the first guy that paid attention to me. Boy, that was really, really awful. I love my kids. I would never want to change that. But, man, that was hard lessons, right? Really hard lessons.
Yeah. I was pressured too. I still
and there's
am.
one red flag in that relationship that if I could go back in time, I would pay attention to. And Courtney will understand this right now. Pheromones.
Oh, gosh.
Pheromones. If those are not right, run.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if something doesn't feel right, run. Because there's some wrong there. Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. If you cannot breathe your partner in, run.
Okay.
I don't think I can honestly say I've experienced that. I know when my body has felt like this is a bad guy run, but I've never had a scent thing.
Yeah.
Can't say I can speak to that.
Okay, Brie, I'm watching out for you now.
Right? Like a basset hound.
Pass a sniff test.
Right? We're getting some dicey waters, girls. I did say hygiene is a red flag. Brush your freaking teeth and wash your hands.
Oh, wash your hands.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Oh. And then when you wash your hands, don't touch your fly again.
Right? Or scratch your ass and then friggin' grab my face.
Oh my gosh.
We're going down a scary rabbit hole.
We are.
Slippery slope, ladies. Slippery slope.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. What else? Tell me more.
I have a good closing question for you.
Nice.
You and John have been married for, you said 20 plus years now, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
We've been together since 2001, so 24 years.
Oh, congratulations.
I love you guys so much.
So envious.
Yeah. Because you guys are you guys are awesome together. I'm curious, what in your mind, what's your secret to the lasting relationship? What makes makes your marriage work?
Counseling.
Counseling. Okay.
Good.
We haven't had that one yet. That's a good one.
Yeah, like up until a couple years ago, I didn't even realize my husband could be on the spectrum, and I didn't even know I had ADHD. So there are constantly things that we are uncovering about each other. More so me, because I'm one of those lifelong learners.
Okay.
But it's kind of like how your glasses prescription changes every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of need to look at each other because we are not the same people we were. And again, you guys mentioned this in another podcast, how people change over time.
Mm-hmm.
Like generally we don't, but yeah, we change.
Mm-hmm.
We change. Our hormones change. It changes who we are. Our bodies change, right?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we just keep having to rediscover new things. We always have that basis of those love languages, if you will.
Yeah.
But there are also things we need to keep discovering.
And can we give a gold star to Mara?
Infusing the new stuff in there. Like we needed to go to Ireland. I made it happen, right?
Oh,
so we went to Ireland. Now we have that to talk about. So there has to be those adventures you do together that are just different.
Beautiful.
And counseling. And it doesn't have to be couples counseling. It was just for me and for him. Separate counseling.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What were you saying about a gold star?
Oh, I want to give Mara a gold star for being an active listener on our podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I may be a little bit addicted. I'm quite proud of you guys.
We like it.
We love it. Thank you.
Keep taking our drugs.
Yeah. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Right?
Drink the Kool-Aid.
Tell your friends. Do you hear that, viewers? Follow Mar's lead. Like, subscribe, share. We love you for that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mar. We will totally have you back when we have burning questions.
Yes.
You got it. Well, I love your faces.
Love you too.
Good.
We no promises.
We'll try.
We'll try.
Well, we had some fantastic callers again.
Absolutely.
Good
night.
Thank you, Roxanne and Mar and Christine.
Yes, thank you so much. That was amazing. Very insightful. Very I feel like I learn more every time.
I know. And just across the episodes from last week and this week,
Yes.
the animals.
The
We're
animals.
I was very surprised with how much of us animals can be a deal breaker, how you treat them.
Yeah. Incredibly.
Yes.
Yep.
And similar to last week was, again, across the sexes, the respect, the communication, take accountability and work together and apologize.
And honesty.
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah, it is absolutely huge.
I love it.
I think this was really great. I think that this is a fantastic idea. We should totally do something like this again.
Yeah, and again, wisdom from all across different age brackets. It's fantastic.
Yep. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for joining us.
Yes, the marrieds and the singles, thank you for your perspectives.
Thanks for your contributions. Until next time.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Pause and Appreciate. Just going to be a really short and sweet segment today. I just wanted to give a shout out to Brunswick Auto. They have gotten Schrodinger's car back on the road, everybody. So that is my very, very, very exciting news for me. I know this is my comfort, my home, this is my baby, and this is where we record the majority of our content. So it's very exciting to have her back on the road and looking as fantastic as ever. So again, huge shout out to Brunswick Auto for making that happen. Without them, there is a very good chance that she would not have escaped this and she would have been a write-off. So thank you to them. We are very excited to have our podcast home back up and running. This is our therapy, so we look forward to doing this. This was our space and is our space and will continue to be our space to do this, to get this content out there. So just a very exciting little tidbit of news that we had to share. So yeah, please stick with us, like, subscribe, comment on whatever platform you find us on. Until next time.
You're listening to Blind Chats with the Backroad Chicks. Thanks for joining our late night cruise.
For help keeping your drive alive, please tune in next week for more shenanigans.